Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Monday edition, NBA Talk with Jay. We're just giving you some early looks, looking at these play-in games. We'll look at all four play-in games today with our guy Rob Veno today, man. Glad to have him back on the show. I believe we didn't have him on last Monday, if I'm not mistaken. We missed you, Rob. Everything cool with you? How's everything going with you, Rob?
Yeah, everything's good, Jay. Last Monday was the national championship game for the college basketball, so NBA
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
want to interfere with that, so we had
Mm-hmm.
very little to nothing to talk about. But glad to be back, and this is where it counts now, right? This is time to cash in these next 6, 7 weeks, whatever it is, of playoffs, where at least we know healthy bodies are going to be on the floor and teams are going
Mm-hmm.
to play hard for 48 minutes.
Facts.
I did enough guesswork for 6 months, Jay. I'm happy to be here now.
That's a fact right there. Lines are going to be tighter though, Rod. That's the only
Mhm.
thing. But hey, it doesn't matter. We got to get on the right side. And like you said, at least we know that there's not going to be any sketchy motivation. These teams will be going all out for the wins right now, my guys. But we're happy to be back with you guys. Like I say there's no games technically today. So if you are spending your time with us today, we appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the word about the show as well, guys. We're here every single day giving out free picks. I know I didn't do a show over the weekend. It was a holiday weekend, man, so I don't feel bad. But if you can share the word about the show as well, man. That's the only call to action that I have. Join the channel as a member as well, guys. But we're gonna talk about all four play-in games today, Rob. And after that, we can talk about whatever you like, series prices, who you think could upset a series, all that good stuff, man. But first game up, let's go over here to the streets of Miami here, where we do have the Miami Heat laying 5 points at the house versus the Atlanta Hawks in this one, Rob. The total did open up around 227 and a half, down to 226 and a half at some spots, maybe 227. We see reports coming out that hey, they might be shopping Trey Young, all that good stuff. Look like the Heat did take the season series 3-1 in this one, but the Hawks did cover two of those games as well. So 2-2 on the ATS side, 3-1 straight up for the Heat versus the Hawks. Do you think the Hawks have any chance to cover this spread versus the Heat? We know the Heat are a playoff style type of team, right? The Hawks, they're gonna have to get their defense ready if they want to make some type of noise in the playoffs or even get out the play-in tournament, right, Rob? So how are you looking at this matchup here?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for differences or advantages, so to speak, Jay, there's your advantage, right? We know that Miami, come playoff time, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, even as ancient as he is, Kyle Lowry, these guys know how to get through a playoff style game and a playoff style series. Where Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to sell them short because they've been there too.
Right.
But like you say, it's a matter of caring enough to play on a defensive end. If I was just going to line up personnel on paper, and you're going to give me 5 points with the Hawks players, I'm going to take the
Facts.
Hawks players plus
That's a
five.
fact.
But the difference, like you say, does come into playoff experience here. And will the Hawks be ready for it? Trey Young always talks about let's get rid of the regular season, just get to the playoffs. So I'm expecting them to step up here, Jay. My first look here was toward the Hawks. I didn't play it, but I thought 5. I thought this would be a close game. Totals come down a little bit. Neither team closed the season really well, point spread wise. So there's
Mm-hmm.
no hot team, so to speak, coming in here. And I know that it applies in certain cases, but in most cases, I chuck season series out the window because there's absences from lineups in all these. You play somebody 4 times, somebody doesn't play twice. We know who's playing now. So if you ask me right now, and as you said, it's an early look, I would look Atlanta plus 5. I think it's probably a bit too much. I do expect Miami to win, but more than
Mm-hmm.
2 buckets, I think I would take the Hawks.
No, I'm right there with you. I can only look at the Hawks here, plus the 5. It was at plus 5.5. It's come down to 5. I don't trust the Heat in theory laying like more than two possessions, right? Can they win the game? I believe so. And look, what do you think about this, Rob? Just taking the points in some of these play-in type of games as well.
Yeah.
So if the teams aren't too far, right? Like where I feel like the Heat and the Hawks are kind of not two similar teams because the Heat can play some defense. But remember, the tail end of the season, they had went to playing like trying to win with their offense and not win with their defense. They closed out the season going 5 and 0 to the over there. So the Heat kind of had switched things up to where, and as Jimmy Butler says as well, either we play really good offense and no defense, or we play really good defense and then the offense sucks. So they kind of just figured out maybe we need to take a lot of threes, maybe scale a little back on the defensive end, and then let's come to play and beat the teams offensively. They were putting up 129, 118,
Yeah.
129, 123. You see what I'm saying? But they were also slipping on the defensive end. So My heavy lean here would be to the Hawks here, plus the 5. Like I said, it was at 5.5, down to 5. I agree with that move. I do think that it could be a situation where the Heat win this game by like 2 or 3 points, and it's close. It goes all the way down to the wire. I think that would be the perfect scenario here. Heat get the win, they get to advance, get the 7 seed, but then the Hawks they can cover the spread for us bettors, right? So Hawks plus the 5 is the way I'll be looking at this game, guys. I hadn't played it yet officially, but I could only look towards the Hawks plus the points in this one. Rob, what do you think? Another over spot here, or do you think the Hawks will finally play some defense?
I don't trust the Hawks to play any defense, Jay. So I think their MO is we're going to outscore you, and then we're going to outscore you. So you made a great point about Miami's offense down the stretch. Their games went over the total more often than not down the stretch. And Miami is a team that's always moderately priced where totals are concerned, because the perception is that they're a defensive team, right? So when they make a little switch like this, philosophy-wise, it leads to overs. Playoff atmosphere, I'm somewhat scared because late fourth quarters and tight games sometimes are graveyards where overs go to die. But I wouldn't look under in any Hawks game, especially at this price. And I'm with you. Something like, I don't know, to be in correlation with the spread, something around 115, 120. I think that's probably even too low, but 117, 114 sounds very real to me here. Plus 5 and maybe a shade over the number.
Hey, I couldn't talk you off that at all, man. Like I say, the Hawks, if they want to have a chance to win, they do have to play a little bit of defense, man. I'll be honest. I don't hate the matchups, especially coming off the bench where you have Sadiq Bey, Bogdanovich, Okongwu as well coming off the bench. We know that the Heat don't really have a backup big man. I mean, they're running out Cody Zeller. I mean, Cody Zeller hadn't been horrible for them, but still, I think Okongwu is a little bit higher than Cody Zeller over there. They might run Kevin Love at the backup 5 as well, but this one is all on the Hawks, in my opinion. You have to play at least a tad bit of defense in this game if you want to get it done. They still have great defenders, Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Dejounte Murray's not a bad defender as well, guys. So Hawks plus the 5 is the only way that I can look at this game. I don't really have thoughts on the total because, like you said, Rob, these are like playoff type of games, but we know that the Hawks do like to get up and run and gun as well. But I'll be honest, in these playoff type of games, I like to look towards under, or I'm passing on the total. But was there any props or anything else on this one, Rob? I know me personally, I'm leaning towards Hawks plus the 5. If I'm betting this game, that's the only way I'm betting, Hawks plus 5. Any props or like a player that you feel like has an advantage? Obviously, Jimmy Butler is a bowling ball down there,
and he has to be. I think if Miami wins the game, Jay, it will be because one of the supporting cast is hitting threes. You know, they've got all these guys that can make them, but they haven't really made them consistently throughout the year. Tyler Hero's in and out. Max Strus is in and out. Gabe Vincent's in and out. Any one of those guys could catch fire. And so Miami's a tough team to play props with unless you're on Jimmy or in some sense maybe Bam a little bit. They're hard to play. But yeah, this game, I mean, it is for an instant playoff spot too. I mean, these 7-8s get you right in. There's no, the 9-10 loss gets you right out. There's a second chance for the loser here as well. So a lot to look at here, but I'm still with you. I think the Hawks on paper, personnel-wise, plus 5. I don't see either team, Jay, if you're considering future board here. I don't think either one of these teams makes it real far, so I'm not going to waste my money on a future with one of these two.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you on that. Yeah, you're exactly right. Gabe Vincent, Strus, either one of them. You never know when they get hot. Tyler Hero as well. But I always say if they're not hot, they could mess around and lose this game outright, in my opinion. So they're going to need their three, because that's the main thing with the Heat, in my opinion, that has really propelled them. Those guys from 3-point have gotten hot. Strus, Hero, or Gabe Vincent. One of those three has gone bunkers in each one of their games lately, where they've been winning, man. So this one's all on the Hawks. It's either you want to play some defense and you want to make the playoffs, or you continue to not play in defense, and we'll see what happens. I heavily lean Hawks plus the 5. Not entirely sure that I'm going to get there, but Hawks plus the 5 is the only way I can look in this game, guys. Let's head over here to the streets of LA here, where we do have the LA Lakers laying 7 points at the house versus the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one. Total sitting at 229.5 in this one. We know what happened with Rudy Gobert, all this. I don't really care about the mess, to be honest with you. I'm all about business here. So simply put, if they don't have, we know that they lost Jaden McDaniels, right? That's a huge loss in my opinion, because he started to play really well on the offensive end. and he's their best perimeter defender by far. Now, Anthony Edwards can play some defense, right? But McDaniels was their stopper there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like LeBron or somebody like that was going off. D'Angelo Russell was going off. They were gonna put McDaniels on Neil. I think that's a huge underrated loss there, Rob. What do you think about this game? Timberwolves did power back after Gobert got kicked out, and they sent him home. See what I'm saying? Big crybaby. But what do you think happens with this game, Rob?
Boy, I wanted to be on Minnesota, Jay. In the war,
Mhm.
I mean, to take that type of points with the Timberwolves, the way they closed down the stretch. You and I have talked about them a lot, and you've probably talked about them even more because you're doing a daily Monday through Sunday.
Mhm.
But the McDaniels loss, and I figured odds makers won't move any number, or bettors won't move any number because of Jaden McDaniels. Only guys who follow it real
Mhm.
close understand his importance to the team. But yet the number's going from 5.5 to 7, and I think that's because there's more famous names involved here. Rudy Gobert. I would say, why does Rudy Gobert got to ruin everything? But it wasn't really, if
Every
somebody's going to
damn
say what
thing.
was said to him, you might want to hit back if, you have slow-mo telling you to, get a rebound, bitch. I might want to hit back.
Mhm.
But they were playing so well, Jay, to have that type of chemistry disruption the last game of the year. Who needs that
Facts.
nonsense? I wanted to be on Minnesota. I can't lay 7 with Los Angeles. No how, no
Yeah.
way. That's impossible. I still may get to Minnesota here because they've shown through this kind of surge, and it's been for a while, Jay, right? It's not a 5-day surge by the Timberwolves. It's been over the course of about, a month and a half here. But
Mhm.
they've showed that they can play shorthanded at times. And Karl Anthony Towns, for what it's worth, if you just look at how incrementally he's played better and better and better, and I think he had 30 the other day in a meaningful game. I'd probably still take my chances with Minnesota +7. There's a safety net here. Again, loser gets a second chance. So even if Minnesota doesn't get this one, you get a chance to play them again. But I think they could lose this game and still cover. So I'm probably on +7 here. Haven't bet it yet, but I think I would probably lean toward +7 with Minnesota.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off. I'll be and I don't like these type of games because, like, especially with sometimes I think that they kind of put out all this stuff on purpose. They want to get everybody on the one side. They want everybody on Lakers here -7. I will not be laying the 7 with the Lakers. Now, could they get it done, Rob? I will be honest. Because look, this is what Malik Beasley said. He said he can't wait to play the Timberwolves to get some revenge. We
Mhm.
can't forget that D'Angelo Russell got traded away from that team as well. Like, they disrespected Russell. They didn't want him on the team. They couldn't wait until he got traded. Now Russell is a likable guy with his team. He's found his groove with the Lakers over there. So D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley all have major revenge versus the Timberwolves. Timberwolves still have some ballers. Obviously, what happened with Gobert and Anderson doesn't help. But when Gobert, this is my thing. If Gobert plays, I think that's bad for the Wolves. If he doesn't play, I actually think that's really good. They're probably going to play without. Remember, it's just crazy. Take us back to last year when we were fading the hell out of the Jazz when we knew that Gobert and Donovan Mitchell didn't like each other. Remember, man, I made so much money off that series, man. It didn't make
Mhm.
any sense, Rob. We need another one of those, man. But I think it's that simple. Gobert plays. I'm not so sure that Timberwolves cover. If he doesn't, and obviously the line will go up even more, that's when I think it'll be a close game. The Lakers will win this game, though, in my opinion, guys. I'll tell you what I did. I did a Lakers Pelicans money line parlay. I couldn't talk myself off. It was at plus money. I expect both teams to win the game, not necessarily by margin, but I expect both of them to win the game. Lakers, Pelicans money line parlay for me. I don't want to trust the Lakers laying these points here. I know how they are. I know how point shaving Brun is. Everybody on the Lakers in this one-off type of game, they might win the game by 4 or 5 points. So I can't talk you off taking the Timberwolves, but in my opinion, the Lakers will win this game. They will be facing up against the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round of playoffs. In my opinion, Lakers Pelicans money line parlay for me. What do you think about the total in this one, Rob? Because I personally, like, I still want to take the under here, like Gobert or no Gobert. I think this will be a defensive type of squad, even though they're missing McDaniels. Still 2 top tier defensive type of squads. So we know the Lakers can play some defense. Timberwolves going to have to try and slow it down and play some defense here as well. Rob, what do you think? Over or under in this one?
Yeah, I agree. And the money's gotten to it, Jay, right? 232 and a
Mm-hmm.
half down to 229 and a half. Just if we look at some things here, if Rudy Gobert plays, since Mike Conley's come to this team, he slows pace on his own. He knows
Mm-hmm.
how to slow pace in a playoff game, when to try and stop runs if the other team gets hot. So I think the Lakers will ramp it up defensively. And the Lakers, we don't often hear about it, Jay, but they've got depth. I mean, they've
Mm-hmm.
got
That's a
depth to the
fact.
point where Lonnie Walker the fourth wasn't even playing at the end of the year. And when you
Mm-hmm.
see them start to sit guys and you see these reserves playing the last couple of games, it jogs your memory about how good, how deep they are. And they've got guys that, again, we talked about it with the Hawks. When they want to defend, they can defend. I think you will get a defensive effort out of the Timberwolves here. Very, very, I don't want to say upset. I don't want to be dramatic, but not having Jaden McDaniels is somewhat of a difference maker. Still, this game has to get to 230 to lose, and I don't think it's going to get to 230, so I'd probably be on under.
Yeah, now I'm right there. I could only look towards the under in this one. Like I say, McDaniels hurts it. I don't think they're gonna suspend Rudy Gobert for this play-in game, but who knows, my guys? I could only look towards the under in this game. I'm not betting it. Probably won't be betting the total in this one, but like I say, Lakers definitely winning this one in my opinion. By how many points? Not so sure. And you know what? I'd like to take Lakers in the first quarter here. I definitely think it's gonna be an adjustment period. They're gonna have a new starting five, right? Without McDaniels like this. I still it's gonna take a little adjustment for them to get used to playing without McDaniels. He started to do a ton for them, in my opinion, guys. So would lean to the under. What do you think about Lakers first quarter here, Rob? If I'm making a regular spread bet, I'm betting on the Lakers in the first quarter. Hopefully it's somewhere like -2 or something like that. Let me see.
Yeah. Let's look at it real quick.
Yeah, so it's 2.5. Damn, it's 2.5. It's a 2 at Westgate. So it's a 2 at Circa and then Westgate. So if I'm betting it, I'm taking the 2 for sure. I always tell people shop around for the best number. Why would you take 2.5 when 2s are out there? It's not something I bet yet, but I might be hopping on Lakers in the first quarter. I think they got to come out and set the tone early. In this one, Rob. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no doubt. You get their starters for 10 minutes, 11 minutes right before they get yanked for the break and then the beginning of the second quarter. So, yeah, starters on starters, it's kind of what you want in this instance, considering the absences we're talking about. And we haven't even talked about yet, Jay, the fact that, Naz Reid is not with this team right now. He's hurt.
Facts.
And I think Jaden Noel was hurt. All these guys that are athletic defenders for the T-Wolves, it kind of hurts them. So it made me think of it when you said they're going to have to make a little bit of a lineup change without McDaniels. And you start thinking, how are they going to fill that spot with all these other guys hurt? Lakers first quarter makes a lot of sense. They need to come out revved up. And I don't know, I couldn't argue off it, but I would say exactly what you said. Boy, don't be laying 2.5 when you can lay 2 because somebody chucks in a 3 but these first quarters end wildly all the time. So lay the 2.
Yeah, so like I say, for me, Lakers winning this shit no matter what. I think the Pelicans winning as well. Lakers, Pelicans money line parlay, got that one last night at +110, +106. It's down to like +104, depending on what book you shop at, guys. So did send that one out to my guys last night as well, guys. But yeah, Lakers first quarter -2. I do think that's the top spot in this game. Lakers first quarter -2. I'd be looking towards the under, and I do think the Lakers will win. Not so sure by 8, but I definitely think the Lakers win this game, my guys. Any other looks on this one, Rob, before we get to Raptors game?
No, I would say this. If the Lakers do get going here, you look at the bracket, and I don't think the West, it matters if you're in the top half or the bottom half, because the bottom half is just as tough. But I don't think we would have said this a month and a half ago, but LA could get things going here and maybe advance next round. So I didn't look at the future board here, but if the price is good enough to where you can hedge out of it with them, you get a couple of rounds. Potential with the Lakers on the future board. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and there's people betting them to even win the championship. So they definitely mean they would have to get out the first round. See what I'm saying? But couldn't talk you off. The Lakers are, like I say, I think the NBA was helping them out all season. Obviously, they know LeBron. They want to help out LeBron. I wouldn't be surprised if they got that. I think they definitely have a puncher's chance versus the Grizzlies. That's for damn sure. You give me +1.5 or something like that on the series. The Lakers definitely will have a chance versus the Grizzlies, but we can't get too far ahead. They got to win this game first, right? But I definitely think they will win this one. I think they come out starting hot as well. Lakers -2 in the first quarter. I do think that's a great spot, in my opinion, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto here, man. We do have the Raptors laying 5 points at the house versus the Chicago Bulls in this one, getting back 5 on the road in this one. Rob, is this the 9-10 or is this the 7-8? I don't think it's 7-8 because it's a 9-10. Yeah, I think this is Raptors' last game of the season here. Rob, what are we doing in this one?
Yeah, they're so evenly matched. I went back and forth with arguments for both sides here, Jay. Well, I think where you end up is that, again, I don't know if the DeRozan against Toronto means anything. Anyway, it could.
It does. It does.
But if I'm looking for end of game 106, the other side, Siakam, maybe. But I have DeRozan, I have Vucevic, I have Zach
Levine.
Levine. They've got the guys that can make the shot. That's how close I think this game is, to tell you the truth. I don't like the fact for Chicago that it's on the road, but when I looked up road records, Chicago's got the best road record of these teams. And
Mm-hmm.
they don't play very well at home. They've got the worst home record, but on the road, not so bad with the Bulls. So I'm going to keep it short and let you talk because I didn't make a clear-cut decision. For me, this has been the one I've been going back and forth with the most. I kind of like the way Toronto closed the season.
Mm-hmm.
They did throw in that clunker against Boston the other night, though, which was kind of head-scratching. I mean, what are you doing with
Yeah.
that game? So we'll see. Home floor may mean a little something. But again, we're talking about 5 points. And to the point, I saw as you put up the post here to Crispy Captain about all
Mm-hmm.
of these games being under,
Yep.
especially these games, Jay, the 9-10s, where it's all or nothing. This
Exactly.
is it. There is no safety net. Got to
Mm-hmm.
look under. And obviously, they have 217 down to 214.5.
And yeah, so the money is coming on the under. I know my guy Punt is on the under here as well. That's some of his money. He's a total extraordinaire. Then my guy he hits with them totals. He told me he liked the under here, man. So this game might not touch 200 points. Two top tier defensive teams is like you ask
Right.
yourself which one is the best defensive team. Both of these teams can lock down, guys. But I would say, man, on the offense, I have to give the offensive edge to the Chicago Bulls. You said it right there. The DeRozan, Levine, and Vucevic could be the difference makers in this game. Van Fleet, I think he's checked out. I'll tell you this right now. I don't think Van Fleet is coming back to Toronto. I don't think that Nick Nurse is coming back to Toronto. So why do you want to win a game and continue playing on with this coach so you know that he's leaving? You see what I'm saying? Even the beat writers are saying, hey, this team is playing like their coach just told them that he's probably not going to be back next season. Two of those for sure. I don't think he's going to be back. Nick Nurse or Fran VanVleet. That's just what I feel. I don't know. See what I'm saying? I don't even really have strong sources for this one, but I think the Raptors lose this game outright. I will be happy to take the Chicago Bulls here plus the 5 top play. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, I think it's this simple. I think this is the Raptors' last game of the season. It's time for some guys to start parting ways. They've had problems all year in the locker room. Remember, even the trade deadline, they were supposed to trade. Siakam was up there. Gary Trent Jr. for sure was trying to get traded. He doesn't want to be. Yeah, it's another one. He's out of there, man. I know he's just a role player, but he could actually be a difference maker. If Gary Trent Jr. was locked in with the team, he's a great 3-and-D type of guy, but he hadn't been locked in for the team all season. They're not starting. They bring him off the bench, all this, man. So it looks like the season series was what so the Raptors did win it 2-1. They played 3 times this season. Raptors beat them twice, and the Bulls beat them at the house in this one. The Bulls can struggle on the road, but like you said, over the last part of the season, the Bulls really showed out on the road, in my opinion. I think the Bulls win this game outright, but if you're going to give me 5 points, I'll take the insurance all day long. Obviously, it could be a close game. The Raptors could win it by 2 to 3, 4 points. I don't care, but long as it's by less than 5, in my opinion, I am on the Bulls here plus the 5 top play of the day. Give me the Bulls, my guy. I got to put my Bulls outfit on in this one, Rob. But so you'd be looking towards the under in this one, right?
I would. I think you said it best. They're both, but I was going to make a point, Jay, and then you started to make it for me. I wish we could roll our shows back to a
Mm-hmm.
previous time where when it looked like Toronto was a mess and it looked like Toronto didn't want to make the playoffs. And then what do? They go out and they get Jakob Pertl. And I'm like, why are you
Mm-hmm.
guys going to get, are you trying to win? What exactly are you doing here? We couldn't figure it out, right? And so they find themselves in this spot. And even though they're in this spot, they have a chance to get into playoffs. Like you say, Nick Nurse, Gary Trent, I agree with you. I've heard his name mentioned all over the place. So
Mm-hmm.
they're a hard team to read. But I'll say this, Billy Donovan made that decision. My offense is going to run through Vucevic because he can
Mm-hmm.
score and he can pass. And since that day, they've been better defensively and they've been better offensively. And it seems like all this DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine sort of stuff stewing on or simmering in the locker it hasn't come to fruition, really. I think you have to
Mm-hmm.
try and look at Chicago, but I would really look at under with these two defenses.
Yeah, I like it. I like the under and I like the Bulls as well, my guys. So if you guys don't like it, you don't have to take it. I actually kind of like to see that everybody's on the Raptors here and they really think they have a chance. It's not that I don't think they have any chance. It's just I really do feel like this is the Raptors' last game of the season right here. It's time to part ways for some guys. Bulls plus 5 here. I couldn't talk you all sprinkling on the money line, but I'm taking the points. If you're going to give me the points, I'm going to take them every single time. That's just a rule that I made about 4 years ago when I really started taking it serious. If you're taking an underdog, even if you think they're going to win, okay, that should give you even more confidence in taking the points. Give me the Bulls plus the 5, top play, my guys. Let's go over to the streets of New Orleans here in this one. We got the New Orleans Pelicans laying 5 points at the house versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in this one, getting back plus 5 on the road. Over and under sitting at 228 in this one, Rob. I know I'm looking at Pelicans first quarter in this one, my brother. That's what I want. I already bet Lakers Pelicans money line parlay, and I think this is another one where I want the favorite in the first quarter to get this game started off right. And we know that the Thunder usually start slow as well, and as the game goes on, they get better. This game could come down to the wire, but I definitely expect the Pelicans to come out here with their heads on fire in the first quarter in this one. Bro, I hadn't even bet it yet, but I do think I'm gonna end up on Pelicans in the first quarter. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, this one, Jay, there really is a gap, right? We just don't know what to expect of the OKC Thunder in a playoff setting. To Jalen Williams, Lou Dort has been there, very minimal, or with the team at least for a while. But this playoff setting is new to all of these guys. Who's been in the playoffs on this team? And New Orleans has playoff veterans. So you give playoff veterans the home floor against a team that they should beat on paper, then I can only look one way. To me, this was the easiest, the quickest. New Orleans -5. And again, as a guy who, when I can be a fan, roots for Oklahoma City, but when the money's involved, obviously we're unbiased. I just don't see them. SGA, they'll probably find some type of, and then they've got the ability to do it, Jay, with their length on New Orleans, some type of paint defense to keep him from the rim, because the guy scores 40 without shooting threes to the foul line, two-pointers. They'll find a way to close him off. And then I don't know where OKC turns. Honest to God, you're going to put it in the hands of, I love Josh Giddey, but he's a rookie, new to the situation. Both Williams, new to the situation. They're all new to the situation. So CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas, give me the veterans at home, and a team that showed down the stretch they really, really wanted to be here. They came on strong. I just missed. I had a over-under season win ticket, 44.5 over on the Jazz, or excuse me, on the Pelicans. I think they got to 43 playing without Zion 2/3 of the year. So they've showed me enough. I'm going to be on that side in this game.
Man, I guess we got breaking news. I think they saying in the chat, my guys wouldn't do me like that. They saying Gobert is out, bro. They saying that he's out. So I'll be honest with you. You wait. I'd wait, and damn, man, I hope y'all got on that money line parlay. So it's gonna go up. But the Wolves actually might play a little bit better with Rudy out. But let's see what the line goes up to. I'll be honest. I wouldn't bet it's so crazy, Rob, because I was just telling somebody this yesterday at the basketball court that I've kind of figured out the NBA now. They're doing all this shit to try and get the most people on the Lakers. I'm telling you this. This shit might shoot up to like -8, -9. They're going to want everybody on the Lakers. They'll probably win the game and not cover it, man. I'm telling you this. It should be like a huge conspiracy. But for whatever reason, I'm still on Lakers Pelicans money line parlay. Obviously, this is the second half of it. The Pelicans will win this game, in my opinion. I don't think the Thunder have enough. The Thunder can ball. SGA, Giddey, they got some guys, Lou Dort. But when you look at the Pelicans side, Valanciunas is gonna eat down low. Couldn't talk you off looking at Valanciunas rebounds. You got 3 really good defenders: Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. You even got them off the bench as well. Najee Martin. They have a plethora of guys, at least 4 guys that they can throw at SGA over there. You see what I'm saying? So the Pelicans are a top-tier defensive team. I think that they deserve to be in the playoffs. Obviously, I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one because I do think that we're going to get a rematch of what we just saw yesterday. I think we're going to see a rematch of Pelicans Timberwolves battling out for that 8 seed. That's what I think is going to happen. Actually, the both teams match up well with the Nuggets as well, guys. So, but Thunder, I mean, hell, they could even cover, but I don't think so, guys. I think Pelicans in the first quarter, they come out here with something strong, come out with and build a nice lead up. Thunder will get better as the game goes on. They might make the game close, but I do not think the Thunder win this game. I believe this is their last game of the season. Lakers, Pelicans, money line parlay. I did send that one out last night at +106, my guys. Even guys +110 at some spots. So, but what do you think about Pelicans early in this one, Rob, in that first quarter? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think if you're a young team in a different venue, on the road, and you're facing a playoff style crowd and a playoff style atmosphere, I think you could have jitters early. And again, I just don't know where OKC goes with the basketball, if in fact, and it's my opinion that New Orleans, Willie Green, remember, he was a Phoenix assistant. He knows how to coach defense. They'll find a way to block that paint to keep SGA out of there. So I wouldn't argue with first quarter at all. And I'm just looking here at the bracket for New Orleans, as you said, that the winner of this 9-10 goes up to play Denver, or excuse me. Yeah, they would play loser of 7-8. And then if New Orleans can win twice, they would go to play Denver. I'm just looking to see if they could advance. Jay, they're plus 10,000 to get to the Western Conference. The Pelicans. To win the whole Western Conference. There's a chance the Pelicans, quite honestly, could go a couple of rounds. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I'm just trying to think ahead here. I'll do more on that later on and maybe take a flyer and then get off them if I think the matchup is too tough.
Damn, the first quarter is 2.5s everywhere now for the Lakers, guys. So it's not that we just missed it, but it's like if you still want to take it, you can. It's just the twos are gone, man. So unfortunately, unfortunately with the news, that's just going up to 2.5 everywhere now, my guys. So I still like it, but it's not official for me, guys. And I hadn't even bet it yet, but yeah, I'd like to try and catch that too. Maybe see if it goes down. My lean would be Lakers in the first quarter. If you want to take it, I think it cashes, but it's nothing official for me on this one. Same thing with this game. Pelicans. Pelicans first quarter would be a top lick of mine. I hadn't bet it yet. It's not official. I'll sleep on it. Obviously, still got plenty of time, but it would be my heavy lean. I do think the Pelicans come out here and cash this first quarter and first half. It could be a trifecta spot. It's just that with these, I'm not laying the points with any of these favorites in the play-in term. I'm just not. It's just I think taking the points is actually the better situation. You take the points or you stay off the game or try to do like a little money line parlay or somebody if you think two teams going to win. You see what I'm saying? I never really even suggest money line parlays, but if it's a two-teamer to get plus money, I can't talk myself off on that one, guys. So Lakers, Pelicans, money line parlay for me, plus 106. That's what I sent out last night. That's my official play on both of these two games combined. I would lean Lakers in the first quarter. I'd lean Pelicans in the first quarter as well, Rob. It's time to get out of here, my brother. What you liking on the card? What you got to promote over at Wager Talk as well, my brother? In any other series?
As always, $9 Monday. Every time you and I are on, it's $9 Monday at Wager Talk. So for everybody looking to get maybe looking for selection packages and you don't like full price, this is the best way in. $9. Try anybody out you want. My plays are up and available over there. Off to a pretty hot start in Major League Baseball, Jay. Something that I've been very picky about my plays. 9-3 to start the season. So it's been good. MLB up and available. NBA playoff up and available as well. So you can get it all at wagertalk.com. If you go over there and drop your email address in, you'll instantly for free have access to all the videos that they'll be doing over the course of this week. So if you love what you see on Jay's show, and you can even catch Jay over there at Wager Talk doing NBA tip-off with us, go ahead and drop your email address. Again, the video content, media content is for free. As for the games that we talked about, Jay, I think New Orleans is the best bet. I mean, Oklahoma City is ahead of schedule, and they're only ahead of schedule because Dallas imploded. But it'll be great experience for this team. I just don't think they have enough to come within 5 points of New Orleans. New Orleans had a taste of it last year, had a good run. This whole group has wanted to get back. So I just feel like the motivational aspect is huge in New Orleans' favor here. OKC will come back next year with a play-in game under their belt. Chet Holmgren will be healthy, and they'll be a different team and better for this. But I don't think they're covering 5. So I think this line's liable to go up. Played -5. I'll leave that with your listeners as my best bet. Our viewers, New Orleans -5 at home.
I like it. I could not talk you off, man. Give me the Bulls plus the 5. This is my strongest look. Also did bet the Lakers and Pelicans money line parlay, my guys. Those are my only two officials right now. I would heavily lean towards Lakers in the first quarter, -2, -2.5, and I'd also lean towards the Pelicans in the first quarter, -1.5. Hadn't bet those yet. I'm likely gonna just stick with my two bets, to be perfectly honest with you. I really like that Bulls play. Could not talk you off the under. I couldn't talk you off the under in every one of these games, guys, to be perfectly honest with you. But under that I would see really coming through would be Bulls Toronto as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder and Pelicans game went under as well, because if the Pelicans going to turn up, they're going to turn up on the defensive side and win it that way. See what I'm saying? My guy say I helped him pay his rent, his mortgage this month. My guys, I dig that, man. So two top plays for me: Bulls plus the 5. Give me Lakers Pelicans money line parlay. If you don't like the plays, guys, you don't have to take it. We're here to bring you guys sports betting advice. We're not even here to tell you what to bet. You see what I'm saying? I've done this long enough to where you should kind of, I'm teaching people how to bet NBA every single day. You should know my thought process. You see what I'm saying? So even days that I'm not doing shows, you should know what I'm looking at. And also, guys, start handicapping some games as well. It will not hurt you. You can't just depend on somebody else forever. You see what I'm saying? Start to try your best to handicap some games, get some feel for some games. We've had a whole season of data here, guys. Go back and look at some matchups, things like that. So I just want to tell people that don't always like learn to think for yourself sometimes. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing I wanted to leave people with. People mad I'm not doing a weekend shows on a holiday weekend, all this shit, my guys. So but it's all business on the show. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the channel as a member as well. The two plays I'm on, I did send out yesterday as well, guys, at like 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We out. It's Us Against the Bookies. Let's get some cash back tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? We out. Let's go.